Hi, how y'all doing? It is the 29th of December 2025. It's Monday. Oh, itchy nose. Here in Ontario, Canada, the sky was cloud covered all day. Strong winds, gusting to 17 kilometers an hour kind of thing. Bitey, right? Uh, it snowed. Not a lot. Mostly squally because of the wind, right? When it gets too cold, it doesn't snow big flakes. So yeah, I slept well last night. I found a new frequency to listen to, and it's 25 hertz, just like what the 3-eye atlas emitted when it came close to the Earth was 25 hertz. So I found a 25 hertz frequency, and I've listened to it twice now, and it put me right to sleep last night. So pretty good. I like it, right? And there's something else about that. A couple of years back, 2023, something like that, I had a dream, and the number 25 stood out in my dream. And I've been trying to figure out what it meant, eh? Maybe it's the 25 hertz, I'm not sure. 7, so who knows? The Schuman's not posted today. I don't know why. My ears are ringing very loudly. Yesterday was 23, so I'm thinking it's high again. My body was feeling very irritated today. And YouTube's just frustrating me. Everything I watch just frustrates me. And frustration, what does that mean? No. Changing. I'm just not resonating with them, right? It bugs me. But I know it's just a thing. It's whatever's going on. Oh, it's the change in the moon phase today. That's right, the waiting gibbous. Or waxen? Waxen or waited? I told you yesterday. Waxen. So trust and have faith. So maybe that's why, right? Possibility. So yeah, not very many canines out being walked today. Alright? People were out and about. I don't get that. I loaned my eldest son some money to get himself a pair of winter boots because he's been walking around in running shoes, and this is not the weather, right? I thought my mother would do this for me if she seen me walking around like that. So I told him, I'll lend you some money, pay me back a little bit at a time until you get caught up, right? And he was like, okay. He was grateful. He stepped in a 10-inch puddle of freezing water, and the rise has soaked his feet today. I said, you're not young. You don't want to get sick, right? It's not good to walk around with wet feet. So I got him sorted, right? Just a nice thing to do for my son, that's all. I'm not bragging or anything. It's just part of my life right now. My girlfriend came over. She was being antsy, thinking about drinking. So I was like, no, I'm not in the mood. I have no need or desire. I don't want to drink. Right? She's all freaked out about drinking or partying or celebrating on any of the holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year, the so-called New Year's Eve, right? Because she thinks she's participating in their rituals. And I said, no, their rituals don't work anymore. It's the close of the age. There's be sacrificing for nothing. They're just creating mad karma for themselves. And they're not even aware of it. Right? Rituals don't work. You could try. They're not working. Right? We're not in the right time and space for that. That time's over. So, yeah. So I just chatted her up, smoked a joint with her, got her high, got her out of the stinking thinking, and she went back home. I made my supper. My son arrived home. Right? He's quiet. He said he had a good weekend, so good for him. Right? I'm glad he didn't fight with his girlfriend's family or nothing. Alright? I was just thinking, a lot of these truthers claim to have been contacted by extraterrestrials, aliens, whatever, right? And that's who told them what to do and stuff like that. Have you experienced that? When I got my download 2019, I didn't feel like it was an extraterrestrial. It was just all this knowledge got just poured into my head. It just started coming out. And I was like, why do I know this stuff? Right? Like, where's it coming from? Is it the universe? Is it myself? What, the creator? Creatress? What is it? Right? But I've had nobody come to me in my dreams or in visions or anything and said, yep, this is me. I'm telling you this stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't resonate with people that say that stuff. It's unfortunate. I'm sure, well, if you think it's real, then it's real, I suppose, right? You know what I mean? Our mind's a powerful thing. People create their own ghosts and their poltergeists and all this stuff because religion already put that in your head, right? And you believed it, so you created it, you know? I've seen ships. I've seen UFOs. Things I cannot name what they were. The color of it, but I don't know what it was, right? And I don't know if it was an alien, right? Because we have mad tech. We've had for a long time, you know? They had UFOs, if you want to call them that, spaceships, in India in the past, right? In the history. So that tech has been around forever. So I'm not sure who these people claim to be talking to. That just confuses me, right? I'm feeling very irritated. That's why I'm thinking the Schuman's high, because sometimes when it's high, this is how it makes me feel. Because it fucks with my nervous system, right? And my nervous system's already been fucked with because of the drugs, the medications, and shit like that the doctor had me on, you know? Putting all that heavy metal into my system and stuff. So, yeah, giving me fibromyalgia, that kind of stuff, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just that. And the moon phase change. I wasn't going to make a video, but I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll just do it anyway. Get it over with. Say hi. Welcome my new subscribers. Tell them how much I appreciate them. Because I do. I really do. Right? You could be watching so many other people with all their glamour and their makeup and their fancy clothes, their fashion, you know what I mean? But you tuned in to see me, and I appreciate you. I do. Woke up in the rise, my tongue feeling like it was burnt, you know? After you drink something hot, too hot, it burns your tongue. I was like, that is so weird. Why does it feel like that? I never ate nothing hot. Right? Ascension symptom? Possible, right? Had a lot of pressure in my head today again. My shoulders, not as bad as they were though. They're loosening up. My tailbone area was bugging me. And my feet are antsy and achy. My weird taste in my mouth. Weird feeling in my gut. These are Ascension symptoms, right? I know it'll change tomorrow. Everything does. It doesn't stay around for long. I get something new, you know? So yeah. I'm not saying that aliens aren't real, but I don't believe they're from outer... Well, they are from outer space, because outer space is through the oceans, right? It's not up, it's out. And they came from the other lands, or they're the ones that the corporations have manufactured themselves, right? For their trafficking shit and for whatever nefarious things they do that they don't want anybody to know about, right? You know what I mean? I just don't know. What do you think? I was watching Martin Leitke. doing what is it, Flat Earth British subs. And he was doing a video. He shows pictures and stuff. He gives you his opinion, right? And he's kind of a groovy guy, right? Smokes pot, all that kind of stuff. And he was doing the eyeball, right? And saying, you know, it's a lens and a cornea and all this stuff. And he says the exact same thing that makes up a camera lens. So he thinks we're an organic being, and our eyes are cameras, right? And then he showed a picture of the flat Earth model with the dome over top. It was an old picture, right? It has a lot of very old pictures, right? With the dome over top, the flat Earth and everything, how it goes underneath. And he's like, it looks exactly like the eyeball, because he had a picture of the eyeball on the other side. And I looked at it and I was like, it looks exactly like an eyeball, right? And he says, maybe we're in a God's eyeball. That's where we are. And I was like, he's like, it's a one-eyed giant or one-eyed God. And I was like, no, there's two eyes. It's the other world is the other eye. We just can't see it because it's been hidden, cloaked from us, which is the real one, right? That's where all the real people are, the good people, our ancestors, our loved ones. We're here. We're just trapped here as part of the spell. So I thought, when I go to sleep tonight, I'm going to set the intention. I did this last night. I'm trying to communicate with somebody from that, at the other realm. Right? You know, to see if, because everybody's nice over there, so there's nothing to be afraid of. And see if somebody will talk to me and tell me who I am so I can wake up and wake more people up. Like the real ones, you know. I'm not trying to wake up people, but people like me and my friend and tell them who they are, you know. Like you're Hansel or you're Gretel or, you know, kind of thing, right? Captain Hook, Peter Pan, whatever, you know, kind of thing. I don't know, it sounds strange, doesn't it? This is what I'm going with until I know different. Because this is what I feel. We've been trapped in a fairy tale upside down. It's so weird. Maybe that's what frustrates me, because it's so weird. Right? Because we could be on board our ships too. You know what I mean? Who says the fairy tale's exactly as we've been told them? It could be totally different, you know? That's strange. My son's quiet. He's just talking, playing games on the phone, talking to his girlfriend on the phone, playing games online, computer, you know? So it's still a quiet night to me, but at least there's another soul in the house. So yeah, hopefully I'll sleep well tonight. Maybe I'll listen to 25 Hertz again, I don't know. We'll see. It's windy out, it's cold. But we didn't get as much snow as they said we would, right? And no freezing rain like they said we would. It was all gone by the rise, you know? But I don't consent to any of their manufactured weather anyway. I'm not helping them manifest it, right? I don't, no. Nah, right? Alright. Like I said, I didn't feel like making a video. Hope you're not disappointed. I just jumped on here to say, hey, how are ya? Hey, how are ya? Hey, how are ya? Hey, ho. Every day, I'm stronger than the day before. Every day, I remember who I am. And every day, I have more gratitude. I love you all as a consciousness. Enjoy this night or day. Okay? Okay. Oh, I wanted to say, if you want to follow me on, or I guess you got to say that now because that's what they've changed it to. I'm on Facebook, Anne Ketch. ANNEKETCH. Right? All right. Bye.